Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Fanny Porot. I am the Communications Officer in CPDE Global Secretariat. And today I'm going to give you a short brief on SEO principles for CSO websites. To put it in a nutshell, it's about improving your online visibility. So first, what does SEO stand for? SEO is search engine optimization. Copywriting in SEO is the art and science of striking a fine balance between content that persuades and content that Google can find. When we write for the web, we need to comply with Google rules and algorithms. So our article will be well ranked. Otherwise, it is very likely that no matter how qualitative your content is, it's never going to be seen by potential readers. So when we write for the web, we need to think that we write for a mobile phone reading and for a reader who has a very short attention span. A reader who will scan our article in a few seconds and then decide to read it further or not. So our main goal is to catch the reader at first glance. How do we do that? There are a few tips to be well ranked by Google that we're gonna go through more in details along this presentation. First, you need to use keywords at all levels of reading. You need to be careful of your article's meta description. You can use the inverted pyramid technique in the body of your article. And finally, you want to create traffic, meaning attention, clicks, and conversion. First step is about using keywords at all levels of reading. Using keywords is the key to be well ranked on Google. That's why your keywords should appear at all levels of reading, meaning in the title, subtitles, URL, body of text, and image out. As you can see it in the picture here, this is at all levels of reading. Even if it may sound redundant, you need to repeat these keywords as much as possible. It means that, for example, instead of using we or the platform, we use the name CPDE or CSO partnership at all levels of reading. And you should do so with your own organization or with the main keywords of the article you are writing about. You can see below on these slides the keywords that we recommend you to use, keywords and tags and hashtags that we recommend you to use in the EDC advocacy, effective development cooperation. You have a first slide here and the second one is here. These are the keywords and hashtags we use the most. You can use it for your websites, you can use it for your social media posts, and in any case, we're going to share it with you later on. Keep it, I don't know, on a sticky note or something on your laptop, and always think of adding it to your articles. And another thing that's important is to choose the right title for your article, because it's going to be determinant to know if the reader is going to click the article or not. So what is quite efficient is using keywords like why or how. You can also use direct call to action, directly addressing the reader. And we encourage you not to write mysterious or long titles. Instead, be very direct. And the most efficient tip for titles is actually to use numbers in your title. So for example, if you're promoting a campaign, instead of titling it how to support our campaign or just support our campaign, you can think of writing 7 ways to support our campaigns, and this will result in a higher rate of clicks. Here is a peg from Forus International on one of their campaigns about dealing with disasters. As you can see, some of the keywords are well highlighted. There is an infographics and the questions, how, what that are standing at the side of the page. Next is about the meta description. So how to create a compelling meta description. What is a meta description in the first place? It's the next thing people read after the title. It appears under every search results. So it's the short text that goes right below the title when you do a Google research. Your meta description should be descriptive, persuasive, inspire curiosity, match the searcher's intent, and be 156 characters or less, otherwise it's not going to be readable in the browser. And it should also include your target keywords. The idea is that if your title is great, but your meta description is not, you are killing your chances of getting the click and therefore being well ranked by Google. So be very careful of your meta description. When you're writing for your website, you might use WordPress. If you use WordPress, you're very likely to use this plugin that's called Yoast, that has a free version. That's the one we're using here in CPDE. But if you don't have this, please feel free to contact me or Kuya Alvin who will recommend you an appropriate free software to do this work. Then we also recommend you to use hyperlinks to create traffic. As much as possible, you should insert hyperlinks in your article because it creates traffic and it helps you to be well ranked on Google again. You need to choose an appropriate and accurate link, and don't forget to make the link open in a new window so you won't lose your reader. It means that when you're mentioning an organization, when you're mentioning a reference, a publication, always link it and link it in the most accurate way you can. And you can create hyperlinks that redirect to your own website, which is going to create more traffic on your own website, but you can also create hyperlinks that lead to another website. Finally, a good way to improve your SEO score is also to ask visitors and searchers to click through your articles in search and to share it. Both click-through rate and social sharing are Google ranking signals. So ask your supporters to search for you on Google and to click the links. And we also encourage you to add the little Facebook and Twitter icons at the end of your articles so that readers can easily share it. Please also mention that you are part of our platform CSO partnership in your website. You can do it in the About Us section. Here is a short write-up in italic about us, and you can, of course, add that hyperlink to our own website to create more traffic. And you can also access our logos in different languages and designs in the communications kit that has been shared with you, but we can also share the link again in those presentations. Now we are going to share a few tips on how to catch the reader's goldfish attention. It's about using the inverted pyramid technique in the body of your article. Edit your article in a scannable way, like billboard style design, and use subtle visual cues to stop readers while they are in scan mode. So first, the reader's goldfish attention span. Let's be realistic and go straight to the point. Only 16% of the people on average will read every word in your article. You have to understand that readers will never read your text properly nor entirely, so you should not bury the lead. You have to state your most important information in the first 2 paragraphs and front load your title, subtitle, subheads, and sentences with key informations. As you can see in the image in the bottom right corner, those red, yellow area are where the reader's eye go when they are actually scanning an article on a mobile phone. As you can see, it's mostly on the top right corner. So be mindful of that and don't forget to put the most important information in a way that is highlighted and readable when you read it in a scan mode. Then the inverted pyramid technique. The idea is simple. Unlike in an academic paper, you don't end with the conclusion, you start with it. So you start with the lead, which is a basic journalism rule. What is inside the lead? Your lead should answer the following questions: who, what, when, where, and how. So these are the most important informations. Then it has to be followed by the less important informations, and those facts have to be revealed in order of importance. You can then add quotes and informations. That's also where some illustrations, videos, hyperlinks can come in. And at the end, we recommend you to add a call to action, maybe a link to a registration link or downloadable documents, but no essential informations at the end. Then how to make your text scannable. So as soon as you or anyone who visits your website or blog sees a block of text, they can instantly skim. So the features of a scannable text are the following: 1-sentence paragraphs, short enticing lines that draw the eye further down the page, questions, bullet points, ellipses, subtitles, and quotes. So here in the right part of the screen, you can see in the upper right part the kind of text, the kind of design that we don't want to see because it's not readable, it's not attractive, and nobody's going to take the time to read every single sentence and paragraph of this text, versus below a much more lighter text with bullet points, with 1 sentence per paragraph, and links and questions and numbered lists. And this is more how your articles should look like. You can use a range of formatting elements to capture and keep the attention of the readers, including images, banded callouts, quotes boxes, checklists and action boxes, and buttons for call to action. So this is one of the many examples. Here's an example of an article that we wrote about the CSO Aid Observatory workshop that was an activity organized by CPDE and Reality of Aid Asia Pacific. As you can see, this article is filled with hyperlinks. It has some videos that are clickable. There are code boxes with images, listed bullet points. All of this make it nicer to read and just increases the chances for our reader to stay on the page. Here's another pic from Forest. So that's one of their campaign. As you can see, very little text, a lot of images, videos, and buttons to click. This is the kind of template you want to follow. Less text, more clickable buttons and videos that will then lead the reader or your audience to stay longer on your page. Finally, we also encourage you to use infographics, maps, timelines, and other types of illustrations, because this is what brings more attention both on your website and social media. And you don't need to be a graphic designer or a very skilled web developer to actually create those. There are a lot of free online available tools, such as in terms of infographics, you can use Canva, Infogram, Pictocharts. All the links are included in the slides that will be shared with you. You can also use interactive maps through Google Maps, StoryMap.js. So if you, as you can see here on the top right corner, this is one of the interactive maps of our website, where we've put some case studies about EDC in different countries. This is very easy to fill out. You don't need to be a web developer to do that, I promise. And you can also check Timeline.js in terms of chronology. If you want to do a quick chronology of your organization or project, again, this is very easy to fill in and it looks very good at the end. So I encourage you to visit this website. And of course, you can get in touch with me or anyone in the communications team if you need further support to develop these good-looking outputs. And that's it for now. I hope this was helpful. And now the floor is open for question and answer. Thank you, everyone.